Hello, everybody. We are joined by.
Scott Wilson, father of Lucas Wilson.
Awesome. So you would say you're pretty. I mean, you definitely use social media and just technology as a whole, like pretty frequently, right?
I use technology, but very little social media.
Very little social media. So, what social medias do you primarily use, and like what is your reasoning behind using them?
Um, the primary social media that I use would be Discuss, and that would be in the Breitbart comment forums. And that's pretty much about it. I've been on Facebook maybe twice in the last 6 months. I don't use Instagram. I don't use Snapchat. I don't use Twitter.
Definitely not TikTok.
No TikTok.
Yeah, I recently downloaded TikTok again for the first time. I deleted it for a long time, and my screen usage or whatever, went down by like 20%, and I re-downloaded it and went back on, and it is just awful. The content that's on that app, it is just so like, flashing lights. Look at the little, look at the feather toy, right? It's very much like,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Look at the shiny object.
yeah, exactly, and it's just awful. So so, what, from your perspective? I know a lot of people my age say that social media is really damaging to your self image, and it just gives you like a really warped perception of what the real world is. You get to see these highlights of people's lives, and in reality, they're not living that glamorous life. They're kind of just sitting in their room all the time. But what, from your perspective, what do you believe the drawbacks of social media are?
Number one, they're a complete waste of time. You gain practically nothing from participating or using social media other than when I'm on Facebook, the rare occasion that I go on there. It's just a means for me to see what people that I grew up with or might be doing. Um, it might be a chance for me to see somebody from college and what they're up to and maybe reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I, it's just just a total waste of resources and time because you get really nothing productive out of it. I mean, I know that there are some people that might offer some good content, um, with people that need to learn how to eat correctly and,
Mm-hmm.
maybe somebody that knows absolutely nothing about exercise and they may go seek out some people that might be able to help them to know how to exercise and do it properly, something like that. But for the most part, it's just a big fake show where people look for attention, they look for their self-esteem to be validated by other people. I used Facebook more frequently until I found out that they were censoring, they were shadow banning. It's a total political weapon.
Yeah.
I just said that's enough. I don't need that. Same thing with Twitter. I mean, when I first signed up for Twitter, I got on there and it was just basically fun to throw jabs out at people, um, political stuff. And then I just realized really fast that it's just a waste of time. I'm
Yeah.
not accomplishing anything. I'm not influencing anybody. Yeah, I might feel better for 5 seconds when I throw a jab out at somebody for something really stupid that they would say, and I, hit them with a zinger. But it, I wasn't changing anyone's mind about anything. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, on the whole, I just think that most of social media, it's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
junk. It's internet junk food. How's that?
yeah, that's a very good way to put it. So would you consider like forum websites like Reddit or even YouTube? That's technically considered a social media, but do you think that that's kind of in a different category? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I use YouTube frequently.
Yeah.
When I need to fix something, even if I know how to fix it or build it, I'll go look for YouTube videos for that specifically to see if somebody else might have a better way to do it,
Hmm.
or offer some hack that helps me to do it faster. I mean, I've fixed most of the appliances in our house. I've fixed lots of different parts of our vehicles. I can learn something from YouTube. That actually has content that is functional.
Hmm. See, that's another, like, that's one of the reasons why I just really don't value TikTok at all. There's a lot of privacy issues with social media, especially with TikTok. I mean, that went to, that was out in DC being discussed. I mean, what do you think? I mean, obviously there's like the Facebook stuff, but is there anything else like specifically that you're concerned about privacy wise? I don't know, just like the data harvesting, that kind of stuff.
Well, you can pretty much be guaranteed that if it's sent out on the internet, it's not secure.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Well, why do you think people have private networks?
Well, yeah, peer to peer is that should be what people are focusing on, is peer to peer connections, but those can still be hacked.
Yeah.
They may be a little more secure, and they probably are a little more secure, but the whole internet's vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't have any more questions. My last question was, do you have any, like, I was going to talk about technology and AI and stuff, but we've really got into that. So, yeah, I mean, that's all. Is there anything else that you wanted to say, any closing remarks or anything about, the whole social media as a good or as an evil? I did just want to throw this out there. I personally think that social media should be restricted to 18 and up. You know,
It probably should be. There should be some thought into that.
Yeah.
Because it is definitely more dangerous than alcohol, as far as I'm concerned, and
Yeah.
probably more dangerous than a lot of drugs.
Well, a lot of people have gotten. I mean, if you were to just look at one single example, just the amount of anxiety, just antisocial behaviors, depression, just total lack of self-esteem and self-confidence, eating disorders, just all of that, man. Just the addiction, when people just get hooked on, they post something and they're just checking and checking and checking and checking, and it's like, it's not like they're running a business or anything.
Well, and the people that designed Facebook,
Oh yeah, they knew.
they and one of them admitted that they knew that.
Yeah.
They knew that as soon as they put that button on there for likes, that they had people hooked, because it was a dopamine hit.
Well, and it's
and people were like, rats at the feeder bar, punching that thing to be fed. They're getting their self-esteem fed.
Yeah, and it's
boom,
like,
boom, boom. Nobody likes me. That was a good South Park
yeah,
episode.
Yeah. So
when
we're
kid
not
had no friends.
we're not friends, are we? But it's
And
like,
then he carried his laptop around with him because he had Stan as a friend,
Yeah.
and he took him to the movies.
that's pretty funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, but that's very true. Like, how often in real life do you get a like? Like, how often do you find that somebody likes you?
Right. Yeah.
And when your whole perception of somebody liking you is whether they look at your image and like it, leave a like online, you sort of like your whole real life connection just kind of breaks down, and you just don't know how to function. And especially with the impressionable kids, it's just terrible.
Yeah, those devices and those programs may not have been designed specifically to separate people and cause all this anxiety and everything, but that's the result.
And
so
I just think it's so damaging, and the fact that it's just being ignored, really. Facebook admitted that they knew that they were, well, first of all, the one Facebook guy admitted that he knew that the like button was a dopamine thing. Also,
he did admit that.
Also,
Yeah.
Facebook admitted that they knew that people were having self-esteem issues, and that especially young girls were being super, super affected by, negatively affected by social media. They knew that, and they did nothing to change it.
Yeah.
They were just watching the fire burn in front of them, you know?
Yep.
And it's just terrible. And there's so much money to be made on the platforms, but I don't know. I'm really not a fan of restrictions, and I really think people should be allowed to do whatever they want, but social media should 100% not be for kids. In terms of like utility, social medias like YouTube is more, I mean, YouTube's trying to rebrand themselves as a streaming service now, a streaming platform.
Right.
Especially with the NFL and all that, but like, yeah. It's just, I mean, maybe those can be a little bit, 13 and up or whatever, because you're not seeing all that stuff. But like, man, for Instagram and Twitter's just a battleground 24/7.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, I appreciate everything you had to say.
Great. Hope you do well in your assignment.
Thank you.
Give them an A, teacher.